The film opens with a tense and chilling scene. A young woman named Melanie crawls desperately through a dark, narrow tunnel, pursued by a killer donning a grotesque, clown-like mask. She manages to reach the surface, seemingly escaping, only for the masked figure to find her once more. Despite her frantic pleas begging not to die again, the killer drives a pickaxe into her with brutal finality. Cut to 5 friends on a road trip: Clover, her ex-boyfriend Max, their friends Megan and Nina's boyfriend Abe. They're on a mission to find Melanie, Clover's sister, who disappeared after a heated argument with Clover following their mother's death. Their only lead is a cryptic video Melanie sent before vanishing, hinting at her location. The group makes a stop at a remote gas station featured in the video, where they encounter an unsettling attendant, Dr. Alan Hill. He warns them that multiple people have gone missing in a nearby region known as Glor Valley. Determined to find answers, the friends continue up the road amid a brewing storm. They soon arrive at a peculiar visitor center, strangely untouched by the rain. Inside, they begin exploring for any sign of Melanie. Outside, Clover believes she sees her sister through the rain and chases the vision, quickly losing her way until Max pulls her back through what appears to be a rain wall surrounding the area. Meanwhile, Abe uncovers a series of missing persons posters, one of them featuring Melanie. Nina finds a guest book containing Melanie's name eerily written 13 times. As the group continues their search, Abe's car mysteriously starts on its own, and Megan discovers an old radio, but it remains silent. The terror escalates as the clown-masked killer reappears, brutally slicing Abe in half before turning his attention to Nina. Max attempts to fight back, but the killer overpowers him, driving Max's own knife through his eye and out the back of his skull. Megan meets a gruesome fate as she's slammed against the wall, her head crushed with unrelenting force. Clover tries to flee, escaping the house only to be hunted down in the woods and impaled through the back. Suddenly, an hourglass resets, and the 5 friends are inexplicably alive again. Back in the visitor center, they begin to notice subtle differences. The lights flicker where they hadn't before, and their own missing person posters now appear on the walls. Realizing they're trapped in some sort of time loop, they attempt to barricade themselves from the killer. But things take a darker turn. Megan becomes possessed, her body twisting in unnatural ways until she collapses, dead once more. Outside, Clover is dragged from the house and confronted by a menacing witch. The witch declares that the group will now endure the same suffering as past victims of Glor Valley. She then possesses Clover, while Max is gruesomely murdered in the attic, this time by a different masked killer. Abe and Nina try to make a run for it, but they are quickly hunted down and killed in the forest. Clover herself is eventually run over, ending another cycle. The night resets yet again. This time, the group finds themselves in a bathroom. Seeing that the water appears clean, they begin drinking, only for the horror to intensify. Without warning, Abe's body violently explodes, followed closely by Nina's. Megan's death is slow and agonizing, her limbs bursting one by one. Max soon follows. Clover, left alone and bracing for the inevitable, is visited by Dr. Hill. He walks calmly toward her and cryptically mutters something indecipherable, just moments before she too explodes into nothing. Revived once more, the group begins to uncover the dark history of Glor Valley. Years ago, a mining catastrophe struck the area after workers drilled too deep into the earth, unleashing something horrific. The disaster claimed the lives of over 1,100 people. As they dig further into the mystery, Max discovers a videotape. On it, a man appears, emaciated and deteriorating, trapped in the same agonizing time loop the friends are now experiencing. Dr. Hill appears in the footage, explaining that the man has transformed into a Wendigo. Horrified, the group realizes Hill is orchestrating their suffering for the same purpose: to turn one of them into a Wendigo. He coldly states that the only way any of them can survive is if one of them dies. Hill singles out Clover, taunting her by claiming Melanie is with him. As she leaves to confront him, tensions rise. Abe coldly suggests that they sacrifice Clover, citing her past suicide attempt as justification. Outraged, Nina impales Abe to buy Max and Megan time to find Clover. Shortly after, both Nina and Abe are killed by the clown-masked killer. Deep in the forest, Clover, Max, and Megan are ambushed by Wendigos. Megan is dragged away, screaming, as Clover and Max stumble upon a terrifying sight. Melanie, now a full Wendigo. Overcome with guilt, Clover blames herself for everything and begs Max to end her life in hopes of resetting the cycle. Reluctantly, he slits her throat. Moments later, he drinks the water and curses the monstrous form of Melanie before his body explodes. A flashback reveals the final moment Clover and Melanie saw each other. Melanie was preparing to move to New York, but Clover, crippled by fear, wasn't ready to join her. Their last exchange ended in a bitter argument. Clover awakens again with her friends, except Megan, and realizes that the transformation has already begun. Their bodies are slowly turning into Wendigos. In a final attempt to uncover the truth, they find a video on their phones showing Megan alive, having followed Hill into his office the previous night. With renewed purpose, Clover vows to break the cycle once and for all and end the night permanently. Following Megan's trail, the remaining four make their way to Dr. Hill's office, only to be ambushed once again by the Wendigos. In a desperate and emotional confrontation, Clover faces off against the Wendigo version of her sister Melanie. With great pain, she impales her on a jagged piece of fallen debris, finally granting her tortured sister peace. Meanwhile, Max, Abe, and Nina fight to hold off the attacking Wendigos as Clover ventures deeper into the sanatorium. There, she discovers Megan locked in a room, trapped with a chained Wendigo, and Dr. Hill looming nearby. Hill, calm and calculating, reveals that all his experiments are designed around the deepest fears of those who enter Glor Valley. While Hill is distracted, Clover quietly slips his coffee mug under a stream of dripping water. By the time he realizes what she's done, it's too late. The cursed water takes effect. In a grotesque instant, Hill's body ruptures and explodes into a mess of blood and gore. Clover frees Megan just in time, narrowly escaping the chained Wendigo. Outside, Max, Abe, and Nina join forces to take down the clown-masked killer, smashing his head with brutal finality. As dawn finally breaks, the five friends crawl their way out of the earth and reach the surface, alive and free at last. They pile into Abe's car and drive away, leaving Glor Valley and its nightmare behind them for good.